Hey, everybody, and welcome to today's live event. It's a passion of mine to share the data and the behind the scenes insights with job seekers that they're often not privy to when it comes to leveraging LinkedIn in their job search. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes with recruiters and what they see when you're applying to jobs or when they're looking at your applications or your profile. And so I always get really, really excited when I'm able to share that information with job seekers. And my goal is to help as many job seekers as possible. So I'd greatly appreciate it if after today's show, you would share the link to this event on your LinkedIn page so that other job seekers in your network can get access to this information and it can benefit them in their job search as well. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jessica Hernandez. I'm the president of Great Resumes Fast. I've also been a LinkedIn top voice in job search and careers since 2020. I'm a 7-time certified career coach and personal brand strategist. And I'm also the first and only expert that LinkedIn has brought on multiple times over the last 5 to 7 years to teach the members of their platform how to leverage it for their job search. And if you know anything about LinkedIn, they're very strict and picky about who they allow to come onto the platform to teach their members how to use the platform. And I say all of this so that you can have confidence in who I am as someone teaching you about LinkedIn and how to leverage it, and that all the information that I'm sharing with you today is credible. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump in. I'm really excited that you're here. And I look forward to sharing some brand new data-backed strategies, research, and insider techniques with you today to help you double your contact from recruiters, which is more important than ever now as new studies are showing that recruiters are actually posting fewer jobs on LinkedIn, and instead they're shifting to using it more as one giant candidate database that they're going in and running searches and using filters for so that they can find the candidates that they need for their openings. One of the reasons why they're doing this is because whenever they post a job, they're getting 500, 1,000, 2,000 or more applications for that role, and it becomes impossible for them to be able to go through all of the applicants. So instead, they're opting to search LinkedIn and find the candidates that they need and then contact those candidates. And I've been hearing from job seekers for the last several months about their frustration and their aggravation and just how disheartening it is to go to apply for a job and then see there's hundreds or thousands of applicants for that job. And while that isn't really our main topic today, I just want to say take heart, because not all of the people that are clicking easily apply are qualified, and recruiters still are sifting through some of those applications. And it's LinkedIn on the back end makes it very easy for them to find the candidates who are qualified, who possess the skills for the role. So try not to get too disheartened when you see it. But I do want to talk about some ways today that you can leverage the features that LinkedIn offers to spotlight your profile, to attract interest and job offers to you, as opposed to you being the one to have to do all the searching and applying. So please take a few minutes and introduce yourself in the comments and let others know what type of role you're searching for, the industry, your target role, where you're located. You never know who you might meet and what conversations might be sparked or where it might lead. We know as of 2024 that 70% of LinkedIn members found their most recent role through a connection. So right now, today is a perfect opportunity to meet a new connection or strengthen an existing one. All right, so to start, I want to share with you some really interesting information I gained at the beginning of this year when I surveyed my 140,000 newsletter subscribers. And I asked them, okay, what's your biggest challenge, frustration, or need when it comes to using LinkedIn in your job search? And as I read through the hundreds and hundreds of responses that I received, I kept seeing the same common mistakes come up again and again that job seekers were making that they weren't even realizing that they were doing. So I want to share those 3 mistakes with you first in hopes that you'll be able to avoid those and better leverage LinkedIn. And then I want to peel back the curtain on some of the behind the scenes recruiter features and techniques that are going to help you to double your chances of being contacted for interviews by recruiters on LinkedIn right now. So before that though, before I share those strategies, I did want to let you know that everything that I'm giving you today is tried and proven. The data points that I share come directly from LinkedIn. They're not coming from an outside source. They're actual data points that LinkedIn has shared. And the strategies that I'm sharing with you today, I've already used and taught to the 3,000 plus job seekers who've taken my LinkedIn Unlocked course. So while I'm only sharing one small part of that course, I'm sharing what I know works because I've used it and taught it to 3,000 other job seekers who've used it on LinkedIn to find their next role. So here are the 3 biggest mistakes that I'm seeing. The first one is that job seekers are treating LinkedIn like Indeed, just like a job board. That's all they're using LinkedIn for. They're hopping on, going to the jobs tab, looking to see what's available and applying. The second is that they're using it as a resume placeholder. I had one LinkedIn Unlocked student that told me that he used it like a digital resume or like a professional version of Facebook. And he would log on to LinkedIn and scroll through the feed to keep up with his colleagues and use it as a place to house his digital resume, but that's all that he was using it for. And then the third, which is more of like a misbelief or a myth, is that I see job seekers who are believing that the only way to use LinkedIn is to apply to jobs. And that's the only way they can use LinkedIn to find their next role. And so when you treat LinkedIn like a job board or a resume placeholder, or you only use it to apply to jobs, you're missing out on the true purpose of the platform. LinkedIn was designed and built, its true number one original purpose was a place to build professional relationships. So not only are you missing out on building those professional relationships, which then lead to connections and employee referrals and new opportunities, but you're shutting yourself off from being discovered by the 94% of recruiters who are using LinkedIn as one extensive candidate database. And you lose access to the hidden job market, the 65% of jobs that are filled via networking and word of mouth. And that comes direct from a recent certification program that I did for using LinkedIn, where the person that was teaching the program said 65% of recruiters aren't posting jobs on LinkedIn anymore. Now they're just using it as a candidate database to go online, search and find, which is essentially the hidden job market. You're finding a job through your network, through a connection, through a word of mouth referral. So what I plan to show you today is how to be discovered by those recruiters who are using LinkedIn to search for someone who has your experience and credentials so that you're attracting offers to you versus you being the one that's having to do all of the searching, all of the applying, finding jobs where there's 1,000, 2,000 applicants and getting really disheartened. We're going to talk about ways to be more visible to recruiters and bring them to you as opposed to, like I said, you having to do all of the searching. So the very first strategy is that you need to turn on open to opportunities. And I'm going to share it with you really quick. Let me go to my profile homepage real quick, and then I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. Okay, this is my profile homepage, and finding open to opportunities is really simple. It's right here. So all you would have to do is click the Me button here and then click View Profile. It's going to take you to your profile homepage, and then you're going to click the Open To button. And so what you want to do is click Finding a New Job, show recruiters and others that you're open to work. And then you can add your target job titles right here. You can collect click what you're open to, your locations, whether you're looking immediately, whether you're flexible, what type of roles. And then here is where you're going to select recruiters only or all LinkedIn members. So the open to feature that I'm talking about, where it doubles your chances of being contacted by a recruiter, is this first recruiters only option. This is the one without the green banner. Now, I don't have anything against the green banner. There's a lot of debate in the career industry from experts who say, oh, it makes you look desperate, don't do it, or yes, absolutely, put it up there. This is my thought. I like, one, to follow what the data says. And LinkedIn tells us that if you turn on recruiters only, you're twice as likely to get contacted by a recruiter for an interview or to discuss the position. And if you put the green banner on, you're 40% more likely to get contacted by recruiters. So I say test it and see what works best for you. If you put up the green banner and you notice that your profile views and your messages from recruiters about legitimate opportunities shoot up and you get a big boost, great, the banner's working for you. If you turn it on for 2 weeks and you're only getting spam messages, because we all know that happens, and you're not getting any interest, then there's two possible things going on. One, it doesn't work for you, or two, your profile isn't optimized for the type of roles that you're actually targeting. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So I just want to share that with you. And if you have it turned on already, awesome. That's great. If you don't, as soon as you hop off of the live today, I want you to go and do that and turn it on. Even if you're searching passively, you can turn on the recruiter only version of open opportunities, and then that will double the chances that you're going to get contacted. And the really interesting thing about that data point about it doubling your chances of being contacted by a recruiter, I literally got that information from LinkedIn 3 days ago. They had sent me an email and it said, hey, are you looking for a new job? Double your chances of being contacted by a recruiter by turning on open opportunities. So it's current for the 2025 job market. This is not a data point that comes from 5 years ago. It's a data point from right now. If you've taken my LinkedIn Unlocked course before, I know there are a whole bunch of you that are on the live today, then you know that I discuss extensively all the different behind the scenes ways that you can put a spotlight on your profile for recruiters. This is one of the ways. There are at least 7 other ways that LinkedIn puts a spotlight on your LinkedIn profile or application to signal your interest to recruiters and alert them that you're open to hearing more about them and that you're more likely to respond if they reach out to you about an opening, which is exactly what we want recruiters to do. We want them to see us, to notice our profile, to stand out. We want them to contact us about opportunities. And what a lot of job seekers don't know is that recruiters, very similar to us as job seekers, only get a limited number of in-mail messages that they can send per month. And so it's to their benefit to make sure that when they do send a message, they're sending it to a job seeker who's not only a good fit or a seeming fit, but also more likely to respond to them. So LinkedIn has all of these little signals that it gives to recruiters about you that says, hey, if you contact Jim or you contact Jane, they're more likely to get back to you about this role so that you can start a conversation with them. One of my very first LinkedIn Unlocked students, Karen, she took the course and started implementing the strategies that I talk about in the course, the spotlights, how to optimize your profile, and all the different tools and features. And she didn't apply to any jobs. She just used the strategies that I taught in the course, and she got 3 interviews and 2 job offers just from the strategies, not even from applying. She didn't apply to one job during that time frame. All right, so let's dive into the second step that's going to lead you to some big, quick wins and getting noticed by recruiters. And that is to do all of the steps required to reach all-star status. And for each job seeker, It's a little bit different depending on what you've already done or not done on your profile. But by reaching all-star status, it increases your profile views 20 times. And not only that, but many of the actions, the individual actions that you take to reach that all-star status have positive results too that just multiply and snowball those effects. Like adding a professional profile photo will increase your messages from recruiters and new connections by 26 times. And that's just one of the things that you need to do to reach all-star status. Another strategy to increase those incoming messages from recruiters about openings is to list education on your profile. You really wouldn't think of this as making a huge difference in whether you're going to be contacted by a recruiter or not, but LinkedIn tells us that you're twice as likely to receive an email from recruiters if you have your education listed on your profile. And that's whether you include dates or not. Now, there are some recruiters that will put graduation dates in as a search filter on the back end when they're doing a search for candidates. I don't agree with this. I think it opens up the door to ageism, but it's a filter that LinkedIn currently offers. So to circumvent that, if you worked partially on a degree but didn't complete the degree, or you don't want to include your graduation date because it opens the door to ageism and that's something that you're struggling with, you can add a certification or a credential that you've recently received to the education section of your profile and include the recent date for that certification or credential. As long as there is a date in your education section that's tied to something, then you will populate in those recruiter search results if they're using date range filters. But again, that's another increase. So you've turned on open opportunities. You've just doubled your chances of being contacted by recruiters. You've reached all-star status. You're 26 times more likely to get a message from a recruiter. Now you've added education to your profile. That's another one that makes it twice as likely that you're going to get contacted by recruiters. Another huge one is to add skills to your profile. So this is number 4. It turns out that 50% of recruiters use LinkedIn skills that populate from their skills database to fill jobs. And if you're a job seeker and you have 5 or more skills listed on your profile, you will get 27 times more profile views than a member who doesn't have skills listed on their profile. One of the reasons for this is because LinkedIn advocates for skills-based hiring. They want companies, recruiters, hiring managers, decision makers to make hiring decisions not based on bias, extenuating circumstances, kind of out there, whatever choices that some hiring managers make. They want it to be very practical. They want it to be skills based. And so if your profile does not include skills, then you are invisible to recruiters. They cannot find you when they're doing searches using the LinkedIn recruiter platform, or even if they're doing a search for a person on LinkedIn, just a regular search in the search bar, they're not going to be able to find you if you don't have the skills listed on your profile. So when one of my LinkedIn Unlocked students, Melissa, added skills to her profile, she got an immediate 1,200% boost in her profile views. Another one of my students, Jason, when he added the skills, got a 2,000% profile boost from that. And when my husband was in his last job search, he was making a pivot from entrepreneurship, a decade of it actually, into nonprofit. We updated the skills on his profile and he got an 8,500% increase. So I've heard from countless other job seekers. I share this tip on LinkedIn all the time. If you followed me for some time, you know I share it repeatedly because it is so powerful. And most of those job seekers who take it and implement it see 1,000% or more boost in their profile views. And so that's what you want. You want more recruiters, hiring managers, decision makers, employees at your target company. You want them to find you on LinkedIn. And this is one of the great ways that you can do that. And when I'm talking about skills, I just want to clarify, I'm talking about high priority hard skills. They are the technical, academic, and professional skills that you need to do your target job. I'm not talking about soft skills like excellent communicator or excellent communication or a team player. Some of those things are soft skills, and recruiters or potential network connections, they're not using soft skills to search for candidates on LinkedIn. They're using job titles and they're using hard skills. So keep that in mind. There are more than 50 plus tools and features that you can use to not only attract attention from recruiters, but to double your interview invitations from hiring managers and decision makers, as well as getting employee referrals, which we know is where 48% of all hires came from in 2024. That's from Ashby Referral. That's actually not from LinkedIn. Ashby Referral is a referral platform or program that large companies use to help manage their employee referral program. And they said that 48% of all hires last year were employee referrals. So this is where we need to be as job seekers. We need to be working towards gaining those referrals into our target companies. I suspect that in 2025, the way the current market is going, that number is going to be even higher than 48%. But the 50 plus tools and features that I'm talking about, I teach all of these features, strategies, and best practices inside my LinkedIn Unlocked course. So if you're looking for more information on that, please do check that out today. I'm going to put the URL up for that. But before I talk more about that, I want to share the very last strategy that I have for you today. Another one of the behind the scenes strategies that very few job seekers know about or realize how it works on the back end for recruiters. And it's the share your resume with recruiters feature. And I'm going to share my screen really quick again so that I can show you how to access that feature if you're unfamiliar with it. So I'm on my profile right now. I'm going to my settings and privacy. And then I'm going to scroll down to data privacy and job seeking preferences. I'm going to click on job application settings. And then you'll see right here a section that says share resume data with recruiters. You want to toggle this feature on because recruiters can view the skills and experiences from your saved resume when they're doing searches on the back end in their recruiter database and when they're viewing profiles. And so you can upload your resume right here, or there's other ways that you can add the resume from your profile. But like I said, you want to toggle that on because it's going to populate in the recruiter search results the skills, the experiences, the credentials that you have in your resume. And it's going to note to the recruiter on the back end that that skill is listed on your resume. All right, so that's another strategic way that you can optimize your profile for skills to increase your visibility with recruiters and hiring managers and those who are searching LinkedIn for candidates. There's not enough time today for me to dive into the 7 other ways that you can spotlight your profile to recruiters, but I do teach each of them as well as more of what recruiters see on the back end and how to further optimize your profile for visibility and to be discovered by recruiters in my LinkedIn Unlocked course. I also teach inside that course a better way to message recruiters. I know one of the main complaints that I hear from job seekers is I send messages to recruiters and hiring managers. I'm constantly ghosted. No one ever responds. So I teach you the strategies that are on the back end, behind the scenes, the different features and tools that you need to use, like the alumni tool and the people you may know feature and the people who can help feature, which are ones that are going to dramatically increase your response rates. I teach you how to find the kind of people who will actually respond to your messages. I know there is an extreme amount of frustration and disappointment from those lack of messages or lack of responses to messages and the ghosting that's happening to your messages and applications. So I'm going to address that inside the course so that you can spend less time messaging people who won't respond and more time writing better messages to people who actually will respond to you. Excuse me. Like I said, I also discuss how to tap into the alumni feature. This one's really important because LinkedIn tells us that alumni are 3 times more likely to help you in your job search than any other type of connection. And then I talk a lot in the course about how to connect with employees at your target companies, which is where 70% of job offers came from LinkedIn members. I've opened my course for enrollment today. It's opening day. I'm really excited. And if you're on this live right now, you can use the code HIRED25 to get $70 off my course. That makes it only $127. The course is self-paced. You can dive into module 1 and start learning all the different tools, features, and strategies that I share as soon as you enroll. But I only have the course open for 7 days, and then I don't reopen it again for another 6 months. And that's so we can all go through the cohort together. We have a private LinkedIn group where I am available for questions and for helping you work through some of the challenges that you're having with LinkedIn. So I encourage you, if you're going to be job searching in the next 6 months, to go ahead and enroll now. That coupon code is only good for 48 hours. It's the early bird code. It's available for anyone on this live today or anyone who watches the live within the next 48 hours. The URL to find out more about the course, to access the course, is right here. It's greatresumesfast.com/LinkedIn Unlocked. That's where you can go. I hope to see you inside module 1 today. Don't forget to use the code HIRED25 within the next 48 hours to get $70 discount on the course. Also, please take a moment and help spread the word by sharing this event on your LinkedIn page so that other job seekers who need this critical information can get access to it. My goal is really to help as many job seekers as possible maximize LinkedIn and leverage it for everything that they can get in their job searching. Job searching is hard enough, and I just want to give people the tools and the information that they need to make the best use of LinkedIn. So thank you all for attending. If you have any questions about the information that I shared today, please leave them in the comments. I'm going to be hanging around for a few minutes after the show to answer questions and respond to any comments. So please take a few minutes to do that. Thanks again, and I hope to see you inside LinkedIn Unlocked. Have a great day.